Okay, so the first step to figure out what's going on with my bias on my amp is to understand how it works. And of course, Uncle Doug right here always does a great job of explaining it. So I've watched this video, and he's got this method where he actually shows you how to understand what the plate dissipation is, and how to match it up with the type of tube. For example, there's a chart right there, and he always does a great job. So what I've done is I've translated that into a spreadsheet right here, which I'm calling Uncle Doug's bias calculator. And what happens is you plug the information into the yellow boxes, and it'll do the calculations for you. I've printed out a copy of this, so I'm going to take my measurements, populate them in the boxes, translate it to the computer, and then I'll have all my calculations available. And the reason why I did this is because I could use this going forward in the future, right? Tells you how to do it. I've got instructions, tells you what pin to use, just like Uncle Doug did. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to take my measurements, I'll plug them into this piece of paper, translate them to the spreadsheet, and then we'll figure out what's going on with this amp. I'll come back and show you what that looks like. Alright, I've taken my measurements, and the resistance for the tube next to the rectifier, the 5881 tube, is 46.9, and the next one is 43.3. The voltage drop is less than a volt, which is an issue. So it's 0.347 and 0.345. I think that should be higher. My plate voltage is 452.8 and 453. That's pretty much the same. And when I do the calculation, here's what we get. So there's my resistance. There's my voltage drop. My plate current is 7.4 and 7.9. There's my plate voltage. And look at the dissipation. 3.4, 3.6. Average is 3.5. If you look at the 5881 tube here, the maximum plate dissipation is 23. 70% is 16. This explains why I'm having an issue. So there's an issue with the voltage drop, right? My plate dissipation is nothing. So I need to figure out what's causing that. Now, I can look at that resistor and and figure out, why that's an issue, but I don't really know. I mean, it's really built to spec. So I have to dig a little bit deeper, and this will be the way that I tell if it's fixed or not, by looking at that voltage drop. So this was really, really helpful. I'm going to do a little more digging. Hey everybody, I'm going to give you an update because it's been a while. So I'm still troubleshooting the negative differential voltage on my Fender Bassman. And just to recap what I mean by that, you'll see that I went through the voltage drop, and my plate current is 7.4 volts, and my dissipation is only 3.4 with an average of 3.5, and it should be somewhere up in the 23 range if you look here. 70%, 16, so it's really low. I'm still trying to figure that out, still going through it. But I did get a really cool item in the mail today, which I wanted to share with you. So as you know, I'm building this amp, and I wanted to have an original Fender Bassman label that goes on the front. And I found that you just can't get them. Nobody sells them. You can't get them on eBay. You can't find them in the used market. I did see a few that sold for like $200, and I would never pay that. Then I came across this seller, and he goes by the name of Han Other, and he has a custom. He had a custom parody label, and what I found is that he also sells custom ones where you can design what you want. So I asked him, I sent him the specifications and a picture, and I asked him to create me one for the Fender Bassman. And guess what? Check this out. Look at that, in brown. You can't find these things anywhere. And this was $12.95. And this looks darn exact to the one that's on there. This guy did an awesome job. So if any of you are rebuilding or restoring or making your own Fender Bassman amps, I highly suggest that you go over to eBay and look for this guy. Send him a note, because he did a really nice job on this thing. So that will be mounted to the cabinet when the time is right, and I'm really, really happy to have this because this really completes the unit for me. This is exactly what it should look like with the brown. Not sure if you could see the colors good, but this guy was spot on. Anyway, I'll continue troubleshooting, and I'll put up an update when I figure out what's broken. Right now, I checked every voltage on that amp and it's perfect. So I still need to figure out, I think it's a resistor, it's not a voltage. It's going to be resistance or capacitance. So I'm going to start going through that and checking through those things. So anyway, more to come. I'm learning. This is Ron.